so. That's what this art of allowing is all about. The art of allowing me in my physical body to become a vibrational match to who I really am, which is the same thing as saying the art of allowing me to return to who I am, the art of allowing me to close the vibrational gap between who I am being in my body and who I am being in my eternal form, the art of allowing me to become a vibrational match to all of the wonderful things that life has caused me to put into my vibrational escrow. In other words, it is such a wonderful thing when you get a conscious bead on the way you feel, because your emotions are helping you in every moment to quantify the journey between who you are allowing yourself to be and who you really are. And we want you to get the feeling that when law of attraction is responding to this powerful vibrational being that you have become, as law of attraction responds to that vibrational emission, the sensation that you have in your physical body is one of being called toward it. That's what your feeling of passion is. That's what a feeling of enthusiasm is. That's what that feeling of excitement or expectation is. That's the feeling of you being in the vibrational vicinity of that vibrational calling point and being close enough to it that you're getting a feeling of it as it is calling you to it. When you feel that joyous, positive emotion, that means that you are within the vibrational vicinity of this powerful attraction. And the sensation to you is that it's like a powerful river that is moving downstream. And if you even stick your toe in it, the river will sweep you with its current toward what you are wanting. And when you understand that everything that you want is within that current and it is moving downstream, and you begin to relax and allow yourself to go with that steady flow, everything that you want will begin showing up in your experience. We see so many of you. You take your raft or your rubber raft down to the river's edge and you get into the raft, and almost without exception, you turn it upstream and begin paddling very hard. We know it is illogical, isn't it? And we say, why not go with the flow? And our human friends think about it briefly and then say, that just seems lazy. The people who try hard, look at them all. Look how hard they try. And those are the ones who are rewarded. I learned it when I was little. The harder you try, the better things will go for you, and there is no gain without pain. I was told that over and over and over again, and since I want gain, then I want pain. So get out of my way and let me paddle. Look how strong I am becoming. And then they point out to us all the other strong ones that are virtuous and valiant and paddling upstream too. And we listen politely. But then we just cannot stop ourselves from saying, because we have seen the big picture and we know who you are and we know why you came and we know who you really are. We know that everything that you want is downstream and that nothing that you want is upstream. And so all that struggle, every time you try, even when you say, I'm sick and I'm going to beat it, you turn upstream. Every time you say, I'm going to heal this illness, you turn upstream. Feel the difference between healing an illness and allowing the natural wellness. Can't you feel the downstream quality of allowing the wellness to return and the upstream quality of beating the illness? And so, without knowing it, most of our human friends have picked up very upstream habits. And the art of allowing is about letting go of those oars. And it's easy to let go of the oars when you know that everything that you want is downstream, and when you know that the source energy within you, that the broader part of you, is down there tending what you are wanting. But when you believe that you have to work hard, when you believe that struggle is inherent in achieving, then while we will admit that you can move some physical things around, we have to say to you that creation through action is mediocre at best in terms of the results it brings to you. And that creation through alignment of energy is where all of the masters and all of those that you revere have found their place. You cannot be a magnificent creator without alignment with the energy of your origin, without alignment with the energy of your source, without alignment to the energy of the power that creates worlds. And when you hold yourself apart from it, you know it, you feel rotten. And when you find yourself aligning to it, you feel wonderful. Isn't it nice that you were born with a guidance system that lets you easily know from wherever you stand if the thought you're thinking, if the words you are speaking, you can tell by the way you feel if it's upstream in nature or downstream in nature. The way you are feeling right now won't tell you the best thought you've ever thought or the best thought that's ever been thought. It will only tell you the directional choice of your thoughts. It will let you know if you're going toward what you want or away from what you want, toward who you really are or away from who you really are. You're sort of like a two-headed monster, and we just want both heads to go in the same direction. And we don't mean that disrespectfully, because we're the other head. We want you to come into alignment with all that you've become. And so these are the most powerful words that we want you to remember. I, in my human form, I, in my physical body, I want to allow myself to be that which life has caused me to become. And if you don't keep up with you, you don't feel good. And every negative emotion you feel is only about that. Only about that. It's only about you not keeping up with you. You think it's, oh no, this negative emotion is because my lover left me. Oh no, this negative emotion is because I don't have enough money or because I'm afraid of what's happening globally in the world. And we say every single time you feel negative emotion, it's because you're not keeping up with you. Meaning you're not looking at this situation through the eyes of source, through the eyes of knowing, through the eyes of expansion, through the eyes of power. You're looking at this situation through the eyes of bondage, through the eyes of powerlessness, through the eyes of disempowerment to some degree. When you feel joy or love or appreciation, all of those emotions are about your perception of utter empowerment. And when you feel depression or fear, those feelings are your indication of your perception of powerlessness. Do you know that? Have you ever felt depressed, you know, that empty feeling, and then got really, really mad about it? And didn't you notice that when you got mad, you felt less powerless? And wouldn't you say, we shouldn't put words in your mouth, but we can hardly help it. Wouldn't you say that you would every time rather be angry or enraged than afraid? Every time. We know you would. And the reason we know you would is because we see you. Every time you feel powerless, you get mad at first till someone bigger than you convinces you that your anger is not a good thing. You have this natural inclination to begin moving in the direction of who you really are and where everything is. If you are made to feel as if you do not have power, the first thing you do, and you may remember it if you think back, and you may recognize it as you look at the little ones, you throw a fit. Because you know at every level of your being that you are free and that you are supposed to be able to get what you want. It is an innate tenet of who you are. So when someone tries to convince you that you are not, it's like a pillow pressed to your face. You flail about. But in time, just like you break your horses, we see you break your children in the sense that finally, most of them will give up if the bigger one insists that the direction of anger from the feeling of powerlessness is the wrong direction. But we're here to tell you that every time it's the right direction. Oh, if you were frustrated or overwhelmed, we would never coach you to anger. That's going upstream. We would only coach you to anger if you're feeling powerless, if you're feeling depression. We would coach you into revenge. We wouldn't ask you to hang around there until you've done something terrible. We'd keep calling you from your revenge into your rage, into your anger, into your less anger, into your less anger, into your frustration and overwhelmment, into your hopefulness, into your believing, into your knowingness, into your joy. In other words, who you are at the source energy level will call you never-endingly toward who you really are. But the call of source is a relevant term, isn't it? The call of source sounds like it sounds depending upon where you are in relationship to it. It's not about what anybody else is doing. It's only about these two vibrational frequencies within you. It's the relationship between who you're being and who you really are that is responsible for every emotion that you feel. And so we want to help you to really feel that. We want to help you to quantify your journeys. We've noticed as we've been watching you that when you travel from place to place, you know how to do it. As you go from Phoenix to San Diego, it's easy to figure that out. You know you're going to go west. You know that the signposts are going to guide you along the way. And so you don't get out in the desert part way and then feel so discouraged that you're not all the way there, that you get disoriented and lose your way and turn around and go back to Phoenix in the wrong direction. Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma. And then you announce to your friends, San Diego is an impossible dream. San Diego is incurable. And we say, you don't do that about those kinds of journeys because you understand them. But you, for the most part, in your human form, have not been understanding your vibrational journeys. You have not been understanding that if you're sick and you want to be well, that you can't keep feeling the fear of the sickness. You can't keep poking at the symptoms of the sickness. You can't keep worrying about the sickness and move toward the wellness. That is an impossible dream. That is an incurable illness. Not because it is incurable, but because you keep going in opposition to what life has caused you to ask for. When the contrast of life, you know what you don't want, you know what you do want. When you're sick, you want to be well. Do you know that if you're really sick, you launch more powerful rockets of desire into your vibrational escrow, and as a vibrational being, you are weller than you were before you got sick? Just like this leading edge expanded time-space reality where you stand is weller, more advanced, stronger, and further in development than anything that came before it. Do you know that that's what creation is about? That's why you said you would come forth. And so we cannot turn this river off. Further, you're the one who made the river go so fast. You hit the ground running when you were born. You had so much intention. And all day, every day, you're sifting through that data of life and asking. You're the reason the river's moving fast, and you're the reason that you're going with it or not. You have total control in all of this. And nothing that you're doing has anything to do with anybody else or anybody else's river. In other words, stay out of their boat. And don't invite them in your boat. In other words, the only thing that matters to you, the only awareness that you need to have, if you want to utilize the guidance system that you were born with, moment by moment, thought by thought, is this upstream or downstream? And then the next statement is, how can I make it more downstream? How can I turn this thought and this feeling more downstream? What could I do to soften the resistance? What could I do to release the resistance a little more? And trying harder is the wrong answer. Trying harder makes the resistance more. It's letting go of the oars that makes it less. It's trusting the process. It's trusting the stream. It's trusting that you have an inner being that is calling you toward it. This is such an important message that a while back we wrote a book and we gave it the best title of any book that's ever been written. Ask and it is given. And we just explained to you how that is so. Life causes you to ask. And Source not only gives it to you, Source literally becomes the vibrational essence of that which you are asking for, and stands in such complete alignment with the ever-expanding version of you, and offers a signal under the universe that law of attraction is responding to, which creates the sensation within you of a current that is indescribable. And when you allow yourself to move in the direction of that current, you feel wonderful, and when you don't, you don't. You establish a vibrational habit that disallows all that's waiting for you in vibrational escrow. The Source within you knows where everything you want is and calls you never-endedly toward it. And when you feel you're getting colder, you're getting colder, you're getting colder, let go of whatever it is that you're doing and make a new decision.